before you're married, in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you're about to enter.
Sometimes the paths cross and people arrive at the crossing point at the same time and meet each other. There are greetings, pleasantries are exchanged, and then they move on.
Healthy. Love doesn't like being left alone for long. Come home and love is always happy to see you. It may break a few things accidentally in its passion for life, but you can never be mad at love for long.
Peter, one of my favorite qualities about you is your positive attitude. I'm sure that many of us here will agree that you have the ability to brighten our days with your presence, your infectious laugh, and sometimes even your silly dad jokes. Your thoughtfulness and kindness are what makes you a very special person. I'm very lucky to have you as a lover and soon husband to be.
Ni hao. I love you. I love you for our similarities, our zest for life, our dog loving, our natural curiosity, the love for travel and adventure, where you get and wish you love. I love you because of our differences, our languages, our origins, our cultures, our interests, and our families.
I always dream about this day, but from where I came from, I didn't know it would be possible. We stand here today in a country that recognizes us, and the family and friends who love and accept us. You have been my biggest support and always keep me grounded. Whenever I fail, you always pick me up and encourage me to continue chasing my dreams. Whenever I make mistakes in life, you always turn my wrongs into rights without judgment. You have made me what I have become today. I'm not sure what you see in me that is worth marrying, but I just know how lucky I am that you see it. I know I'm not perfect, but I promise I will try my best to be a better person and a faithful husband who will always support and respect you and stay with you through thick and thin.
I love you for being you, because of your dedication, your hard work and creativity to anything you choose to focus on. Presently you're focused in the pottery studio, and especially your Mr. Low mugs, with a little gold peeping or boobies hanging out. I love you for helping me to become the best version of myself, growing in ways I never thought possible. Your forthright feedback can sometimes be a hard pill to swallow, but it's often the right medicine. Your support as we navigate this crazy thing called life together. I love you for your culinary skills. I love how you celebrate the culinary greats. Your inspiration from Nigella, Heston Blumenthal, Marco Pierre White, and how you tolerate my cooking when my inspiration is Letitia Cropley. And all I need is a microwaving and air fryer.
I promise to never take for granted your kindness, your generous heart, or your silliness. I promise I will be there for you every day, no matter what, just as you are for me. In the beginning of our relationship, you told me that saying I love you too often makes it less special and meaningful. I know our love for the last 21 years is more than those 3 little words, but today is a special day. So Peter Child Harris, you are my best friend, my soulmate, my George Clooney, my biggest supporter, my adventure buddy, and my one and only. I love you, I will continue to love you and cherish you for the rest of my days.
I've always been proud to call you my boyfie, my soulmate and partner. With you as my other half, I'm complete. And very soon, I'm beyond proud to be able to call you my husband. I vow to love you, to laugh with you, and to comfort you as we continue on our life on our journey through life together. I vow to encourage and inspire you. I vow to be a little bit cookie. That comes naturally. I vow to try in every way to be worthy of your love. I vow to grow old and wrinkly together. What I need? I love you.
Completeness, a symbol of commitment and love. Together in lawful marriage in my presence and the presence of these witnesses, I declare you to be each other's husband and legally married. Please have your first married kiss.
We're here to celebrate Billy and Pete, and I'm honoured to be invited to share a few words with you all. My name is Helen, yes, and I've known Billy for 16 years now. That's what I calculated. We met the old-fashioned way, online. And like so many Asian relationships, it was definitely food that brought Billy and I closer. And then there's Pete. So I've known Pete throughout my friendship with Billy. He's always been there. His gentle nature and English humour are the ideal complement for Billy. I can see how much Pete calms him, keeps him grounded, and eats all his chocolate. Billy and Pete are couple goals. They ride motorbikes together, clearly. They manage beehives together, and they moved to the Drummond together in what has been the ultimate in-mural tree change. Together they've grown and learned so much from each other. Pete has taught Billy the value of the Brussels sprout and Mr. Kipling. Billy has opened Pete's eyes to the cultural tradition of birthday KFC and lessons in Blackpink choreography. Tonight we celebrate the marriage of our two beautiful friends, Billy and Pete. So please raise your glasses and join me in a toast to the newly married couple, wishing a lifetime together of love, happiness, and laughter to Billy and Pete.
Maybe has sharing his favorite accountancy joke. Would you like to share it, or? Did you hear it? Oh, did you hear about the constipated accountant?
With a pencil. Knee high and welcome. Before I start what I was about to say, could I just firstly thank Billy and Peter for their fantastic hospitality and organisation, which has come as a real surprise for me. Thank you very much indeed. Secondly, could I just say the entrance to your wedding is a result of watching too many James Bond films. We'll come on to that later. My mother had never flown previously and then decided that she actually quite liked flying, aged 83, and subsequently visited Peter and Billy, we think 4 times, including trips to Bali, the outback of Birdsville, and Canberra. By this time, we'd also been introduced to Billy, and again, in truth, we were never quite sure as to what was happening there either. Thankfully, MasterChef Australia 2012 came along, and it remains the only cooking programme I've ever followed, albeit I confess, not just for culinary reasons. The rest, of course, is history. We are all truly delighted to be here to bear witness to the formalisation of a friendship and partnership that is clearly durable, long-standing and endearing. May I also ask you all to raise your glasses to Billy and Peter for both today and the future.
I'm the niece of Uncle Billy, as you all know. So actually our age gap is about 14 years apart. It's not too much or not too less. So my memory with him is more like he's the fun guy in our family, obviously. Yeah. So every time when he back from school, I was just 3 or 4 years old that time. So every day I would go to his fun room to have some fun, which is full of color pencil, drawing blocks, and everything. So it's the fun room. Okay. So for Uncle Billy, actually, I see him more than my uncle. He's more like a really close friend of mine that I can share anything and everything with. Okay, as well as relationship problem as well. Okay. So I'm getting a little bit on a serious note here. So, growing up with Asian culture, actually, the expression of love is distinctive in a way that was implicitly portrayed. So actually, sometimes we did find it so hard for us to let out our direct thoughts to our loved ones, even between parents and children. And it's extremely hard to get a mere acknowledgement and compliments from parents. Hence, typically living and growing up in an Asian household, longing for parents' acknowledgement, often we try our best to live our way, the way our parents wanted, or at least complied to their expectations. And along with this pressured and outed perspective, slowly we have become someone that's reserved and lack of originality, lost and eventually denying to face our true self, ignoring our desires, our dreams, as well as our sexuality, which eventually will be led to a life that is full of mist. So Uncle Billy had shown me the way that to break through all these unnecessary stereotypes and be true to yourself, which life ultimately is a choice of yours. He's courageous and brave to admit to love and chose the way of life that he wanted. And he kept on inspiring me to take on challenges, take the road less taken, listen to my own voices, and go for the love and life that I've desired. So of course, it's not a smooth sail for Uncle Billy as well. And due to the pandemic, which has further delayed the wedding actually, and I personally know that it's a regret for Uncle Billy, which not being able to have Grandpa to witness and cherish the celebration of love today. So, it's gonna take a while. Okay. It was a hard time for our family last year of losing a loved one during pandemic while stuck miles away and not being able to bid goodbye to Grandpa. So traveling back to Aussie land brought back lots of the memories that we have during our last family trip together with Uncle Billy, Uncle Pete as well, with Grandpa in Melbourne 5 years ago. But Uncle Billy, I can assure you, Grandpa will be very proud of you on whom you are today. And he will be happy for what you have achieved and charted out your own way of life. There's countless of time that Grandpa have asked me on how have you been doing? What are your job scope of writing a cookbook? How a chef or potter earns money? So, Uncle Billy, because of your authenticity and fearlessness, you have proved and opened the hearts to our family members. And today I'm very proud that my parents, my aunt and niece were present here today to witness such a lovely event together. It is indeed a meaningful day to our family, that it is not just a wedding, but an essential milestone on family acceptance and one step closer in mending our family intimacy and relationships. Though our family, to Uncle Pete, though our family might not be perfect, but thanks for your love and commitment that you have brought to Uncle Billy, which is completes him. And for all of us, always be true to yourself, make choices, seize all possibilities, because life is imperfectly perfect. Cheers and congrats again to Uncle Billy and Uncle Pete.
I'm gonna keep it short. I only got 3 pages. 4 actually. 4 pages. So yeah, I'm not very good at public speaking. So English is also not my first language. So bear with me. And also please don't judge my Asian flush. I'm not drunk. Okay? So it's gonna be a long night. Okay. First of all, we did it. When I first met Peter's family was back in 2004. That was also my first trip to UK. So Pete took me straight away home to the home farm in Cottesbrooke in Northamptonshire. That was my first trip to UK. I didn't visit London, straight to the home farm. So, and for those who don't know where the Cottesbrooke is, so let me give you a rough idea how big Cottesbrooke is, okay? Drummond population 283. Cottesbrooke 143. So it was tiny. So yeah, I was the only gay Asian in the village. And all my visits, I've never felt like an outsider, despite my skin color. But I've always been welcomed with open arms. So thank you for letting me to be part of the family. So thank you. I went back to Malaysia in July this year, so that was my first time after 4 years. It was a very bittersweet trip back home, as many of you have known that my dad passed away because of COVID last year. So, but if my dad was still around, he'd probably think I'm mad to marry the man, let alone a white man. I mean, to be honest with you, he probably still think we're roommates. So it's all good. So when I told my mom that I'm getting married, she said, well, I don't really understand by seeing you and the white guy seem to having a stable life together. Just to make sure you both look after yourself. That's all she managed. So long you both have good life, look after each other, that all it matters to her. And then she adds, she said, don't eat too much meat. Not good for you. So put more veggies and congee, okay? That's all she adds. Okay, last but not least, my Peter, who I'm lucky to call him husband now. I don't know, I'm still not used to the whole husband thing. I don't know, we have to warm up to that, I think, yeah. So let me tell you about a story about our first date. So, as the celebrant, mentioned a little bit earlier, so we went for a coffee at a cafe in Oxford Street in Darlinghurst, Sydney. And then we instantly hit it right off, okay? So the coffee turned into a lunch date. And then the lunch date turned into a movie sessions in Paddington. I think we were both quite shy. It was like, we wanted to hold hand, but just like pinky touch, that was enough. And then I dropped him home when he used to live in Redfern. So I dropped him home after the movie. We had our first kiss in the car. Okay, it was a long patch. So it was a very long patch in the car. TMI? Okay, but then Pete just stopped and told me, I'm not sure you remember this. So he just stopped me. He said, I want to do it right and let's catch up again. And he did. He said he wanted to do it right and he left. And then at that moment I thought to myself, this guy is serious. This guy is serious. And also, I didn't get laid. I'm very lucky to have you as my best friend, my soulmate, and now my husband. So thank you for 21 wonderful years, and I look forward to spending another 24 wonderful years with you together.
Good evening.
Good evening.
From me and my husband. My husband. Sounds good, doesn't it? First meeting has already been covered in quite a lot of detail, perhaps too much detail. So what I'm going to do is move on not to the first meeting, but the second meeting, perhaps in less detail. That's probably worse, isn't it? That gives your imagination to it. Wow. So, as we heard earlier, we exchanged engagement rings. Tokyo 2007, Venice 2015. And even though gay marriage at that point hadn't been invented, we decided that we had love for each other and we expressed it accordingly. But 9th of December 2017, things changed here in Australia at least, and same-sex marriage was legalised. So the advantage is we've been on our ride already together, and when we decided to actually do the marriage, we knew what we was letting ourselves in for. Billy's an author of Morning Cookbooks, reality TV star. The food in this house here is nothing short of amazing. Talented graphic designer, and having worked with him, he's worked with some of the top brands in Australia as well. Multilingual, fellow adventurer who enjoys exploring the globe when we're not in lockdown. Motorcycle rider, dancer extraordinaire. He is actually an amazing dancer. And it was one of the first attributes that really sort of, yeah, I got excited about. As you looked around, we had a few signs, and a few of those signs had lyrics with various different words on it. And when I look at Billy, I have to think of, okay, what is the lyric that I would match with Billy? And given it's tonight, I will go with the Dolly Parton classic, I Will Always Love You. I'm not going to lie. So, Dolly Parton has composed over 3,000 songs. Amazing. And coincidentally, that's the same number of AliExpress parcels to Billy over the last fortnight for props for this event. But all joking aside, Billy has worked, I don't know what the expression is, but so hard to pull this together in terms of liaising with the florist and the amazing flowers that we've got today, pulling this centerpiece together, everything. He's done so well, and I'm so proud and so grateful that you did it, and I think we do actually need to give him a round of applause for that. And for the Law family for travelling what I worked out to be 6,448 kilometres from Ipoh. Thank you for making the trek. The 15-minute ride into Kyneton can seem like a lifetime sometimes. So doing 6,448 from Malaysia. Thank you, and thank you for your real support. It is so appreciated.
You're welcome, Pete.
I'm fortunate to have been to Ipoh on a number of occasions, and I'm always made most welcome, and I do always appreciate the air conditioning units. UK. I'm going to do a conversion here. Instead of kilometres, I'm going to go into miles because they won't know what I'm talking about. And it's 10,462 miles from a little. So in kilometres, conversion, I can do that. 16,836. From a little place called Cottesbrook to this place here called, what was it? Drummond. And it's no small feat that everybody's made that journey as well. So I'm particularly grateful for my 3 nephews, and I can say this, well, I don't know whether I can say it today, but prior to today, my favourite niece. Yeah! You can have, because I only had one.
That's not wise, Pete, that's not wise.
But now I've got a few more, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to use that. We'll work about it. We are so grateful for everybody coming here tonight. Drummond might not be the end of the world, but you can certainly see it from here. And we're so grateful for everybody anybody who is here tonight has made an effort to be here. You can't not be here without making an effort. And we are so grateful. Unbelievably so, and we really do appreciate that so much. Here's a quote: "Love has no gender, compassion has no religion, character has no race." And I'd like to think the diversity of the people in this room sort of really personify that. So thank you. And my final quote, and we can move on, is from the 2012 hit from the pop group Fun. And the quote is, because the batteries are going, "Tonight we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun." But I would say we are in a bushfire area, so this is so no actual fire. So please remember, this is a metaphor. Thank you.
your best friend and my love feels long overdue. Deeper, deeper now I thought. Later I know our love will come through. Oh,
Oi! Peter from Northampton!
That's not a knife. That's not a knife.